Welcome to episode 20 of Elloria's Descent into Chaos. We are here with a small recap, as quickly as I can, to remember what happened last session. So, starting off, William and the group ended up going to the Shrouded Market. They encountered Malus the Veiled, who's pretty much a tabaxi who was the owner-ish kind of person of the entire market, except obviously he was doing his own thing at the time, so there was that. William then bought the entire stock. Zarlius revealed some secrets, and Malus felt bad for Fuller for having 15 gold, so he gave him one of his items. And after that, we cut over to Hellrend, who was at the blacksmith, who commissioned his chariot, as well as starting to make some of his own weapons as well, and then also help out the blacksmith a bit by going and chopping some wood later on. And then we had Arden's whole interaction with John at the leaving the tavern of the Serpent's Coil, splitting off and going to meet up with the rest of the group, eventually joining William and everybody else at the stall where they bought jewelry. It was a fun little shopping spree that happened during most of the episode. And towards the end of it, the group splits off once again, pretty much in the same way they did at the very beginning. Arden and John are together, Zarlius and Fuller are together, and William is near Hellrend, so technically those two are together. So, to start off, back here, back in real time, we're cutting back a little bit to where most of these conversations from last episode happen at the same time as what's going on here. So, towards the end of the episode, we had William and Hellrend talking. So, while they were talking, we were cutting over to Zarlius and Fuller, who were somewhat near the docks. Zarlius, what would you like to do? You have just left the Gilded Gallows hideout with everybody else. You guys have ventured closer towards pretty much the main road towards the town, and off to your side are 5 ships docked at the port. One, however, is currently being pulled onto shore because it is undergoing, or will be undergoing, some repairs. What would you like to do?
Not sure. Trying to think of what I would go do now.
Yeah. Would you like to inspect some of the ships?
Sure.
Since you're there. All right. Give me a perception check.
Yeah. Perception.
Yep.
3. I see. Oh.
You see a seagull fly in the sky.
I see a seagull fly overhead.
Yep, that's about it. Yeah. You hear the commotion nearby of stuff being unloaded from some of the ships. You hear multiple languages. Let me see. Yeah, some of them you have no idea what they are saying. You hear a bit of Goblin. You hear. Let me see. Do I have? Let's see. Who's all? I don't know if I have. People, I guess. Mostly it is. So yeah, one, you hear a group of goblins talking. You don't understand them at all. There is another group that you hear of just humans. and then like a mix of like tiefling and everything else. Because remember, Bitterbrook has a scattered um, diversity of people here. So you have, make sure I have that up because I don't. Scattereds of tiefling, human, dwarf, elves, halflings, tabaxi, as you know, because you met Malus before. For this one, you do hear a little bit of half orc ish. You hear some orcish talk. Um, so there are some languages you cannot understand, but you can tell by the vibe of what's going on. Is some of the some of them are unloading stuff off of the ships. One of the ships is currently being pulled onto shore to get some repairs done. Um, and yeah, there's a decent amount of people that you can see, even with your just passive perception of 12 that works of just seeing what's going on around you. Um, but there's not any fine details you can actually pick out with that perception check of 3. You get distracted by a seagull for some reason.
Is it a pretty seagull?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
The most magnificent seagull you've ever laid your eyes on.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, what would you like to do? You're near. You're near one of the. Let me also pull up the map here for you as well, so I can show you where you're at. So everybody who's here, you can join the session to show you. You're about right here. And then I'll show everybody else here. All right. So you're currently right here by the docks. You can see off to the side, not this big ship that's near you, but the other one off to the side is being pulled onto the shore a bit, a little further away down the way, because that way, obviously, because there's a dock right here. But so, what would you like to do? There are people you could talk to. There is a dock master's hut. You could go talk to him if you want. The choice is yours.
Should I go talk to the half orcs I hear?
Okay. So you walk over to the this big ship over here. And let's see. I'll say give me another perception check, this time with advantage because you are a little bit closer. So you can
Okay.
see like the designs on the ship and everything like that.
18.
18. All right. So the this big ship that you see, it is called the Mistress of the Tides. It is a big passenger galleon ship. And most of the half orcs that you see are pretty much just some of the ship workers that are unloading some of the cargo, as well as some people are coming off as well. But they are mostly just ship workers.
I'm gonna ask them where they came from. Like where they just recently sailed from.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Okay. So you walk over to them and you ask them where they came from. They tell you that they came from the Volatile Continent, which is north and northeast-ish from here. And they have, with this, they carry a bunch of people, but also a bunch of cargo back and forth from here to there. So there are a lot of people. When they kind of mention that, when you're actually looking at it and seeing how many people are like on the dock or on the ship just unloading stuff, you can see about 100 to 200 people, whether that's actual crew or passengers. And the other thing is that it is in surprisingly very good condition for a ship. It doesn't seem like it's been attacked. It doesn't seem damaged at all. It's kind of curious.
It's interesting. They're both massive. How many crew did you have on?
We have about 120, maybe 30. I get confused with how many people we have. Sometimes people get lost in the crowd. Sometimes they mingle with whoever takes a passage ride. People, sometimes, I honestly don't know. It's kind of crazy.
I have a question. What's the volatile isle?
It is so it's the big continent. It's a little bit bigger than this place. Actually, no, it's a lot bigger than this place, as well as the Shadow Continent. There's a lot of terrain. There's a frozen scape towards the north, and a couple of floating islands as well as volcanic mountain ranges, and some very luscious land as well, compared to the dark, mysterious land of the Shadow Continent. And I'll say this, Zarlius, give me a history check, because this is to remember parts of the Volatile Continent that have been brought up recently.
Okay. Cool.
5. Okay.
I rolled like shit, man.
Yeah, I'll say this. Even with the 5, your memory does serve. Arden is from the Volatile Continent. So even with the 5, you still remember that Arden is actually from the place where they came from.
Okay, cool. How much is passage there?
Let's see. Passage. It's very far. So at least. Let's see. 5. It's either 5 to 6 weeks, maybe 7, depending on the ocean and if there's any storms or anything. How much it'll be, I'm not too sure. I just work on here. You'll probably have to talk to the captain.
Can you show me to your captain?
Sure. He leads you onto the ship. And eventually you wade through a bunch of people. And eventually you get to this woman who has a very elegant looking attire. And you hear him say, Captain,
Yeah.
Lucinda, we have a potential passenger. He would like to know how much the trip would be. And she turns around and introduces herself as Lucinda Silvermoon. She is the captain of the Mistress of the Tides, which then she goes into somewhat of a little monologue of saying it's a luxurious ship with lavish decorations in the cabins as well as the Grand Hall. Caters to everybody. Yeah, so she goes into a little spill, and then eventually she goes, well, passage varies between the patrons. For how luxurious this place is, it does cost a lot just to travel. So close to like 50 to 60,000 gold for a round trip. If it's a one-way trip, it'll probably be like 30,000. Yeah. Give me another perception check.
$11.
Okay, 11's not bad because you're standing right in front of her. You see that she has on her, almost close to her hand, if not in her hand, what looks to be a compass. But the compass has a little shine to it, a little sheen to it. That's all you get with the 11. It's a very intricate looking compass. So, what do you do now?
So where'd you get the compass?
It's been passed down in my family for generations. It's a very intriguing compass. It ensures safe passage even through the most treacherous waters.
So it's left.
You could say that. A little bit of lady luck.
Nice. Do I recognize the style of compass?
That will be another history check.
Okay. So is my audio better now, or is it all messed up?
You're good, yeah.
You said perception?
History.
Okay, history.
Because you're seeing if the details look familiar.
Ah, dude. 6.
6. No, you think really hard on it, and it doesn't look familiar at all.
And I try to see if I can get
my little passenger to help me out here.
Okay. And what are you trying to do?
I want to see if this thing truly has that ability.
Has that ability?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm gonna do an Arcana check. Okay. So, you think in your head, talking to your mysterious passenger that you have revealed recently to the group as well as Malus. You think in your mind, you try to talk to him, try to conjure, like, hey, does this compass have this innate power? Does it actually work? And with that, they look through your eyes to see at the compass. And it does give off the magical properties, but you're not certain for sure.
Ooh. Okay. Right. Can I look at it?
Can you look at it? Are you
Yeah.
asking her?
Yes.
Sure. So it's still in her hand. She holds it out to where you can look at it. So what are you trying to do now?
Looking for like carving, like sigil carvings, like glyphs.
Okay.
See if anything's carved into like the bottom, the side, or even the compass face
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah. Okay, so give me another perception check.
Okay. Oh, please be so cool. Yes.
Okay.
21.
21. So,
Nice.
upon further inspection, as you are now literally right next to this compass, you can, with the sheen of magical effects, like showing off of this compass, as you look closely, as she is now like holding it near your face, before you couldn't really tell if there was a little bit, if not a lot, of magical powers embedded into this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you can faintly see a little bit of rune magic etched into the compass.
I'm gonna make note of the runes.
All right. So you make note of some of the runes that are on it.
As many as I can get on paper.
Yeah. I gotcha. So you do that, and it takes you a little bit to just kind of like mentally think about it. So you're staring at the compass for a while, and as you do it, as like maybe close to like an hour goes by, she finally puts the compass away.
Write that down, and then I pull out like 100 gold, and I just hand them to her.
Okay. You pull out 100 gold and just hand it to her.
Yeah.
She, after she's like putting the compass up again, and then looks up at you and sees you holding out this bag of gold, she goes, "Oh, thank you for your generosity," and
You're
takes
welcome.
it.
Thank you for the room.
Right. She has no idea what you're talking about. And she turns around and walks back to her post.
I start scribing all the runes into a roll, like into like a really fucked up roll of paper I have.
All right. I guess mark that down in your inventory.
Okay.
And figure it out later.
Cool.
With that, we then cut over to Arden and John, currently walking in the streets of Bitterbrook. Where exactly are you guys going?
Market? Right?
Yeah,
Right,
okay,
this is
that's
I can't remember. I can't remember where we were going. It was the market, right?
yeah.
Okay, so this market or
I think we were going to wherever we could buy stuff. I don't know. I think I was just following. Arden wanted to go do shopping. I think,
okay, so yeah, John, you're just tagging along at this point.
and I think I was just following.
Yeah, you're just tagging along at this point. Arden is leading the way. Arden, where are you going?
I want to be.
Or
Mm,
what are you
okay.
looking for specifically? I guess at this current moment.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Arden would be looking for things that would, of course, revolve around himself. Because you hear shopping, like, okay, what kind of cool things I can buy me?
Mhm.
But also keeping in mind the necessary items that we needed for the ship. So I think what will happen, we'll go ahead and get all the have to buys out the way first, and then we'll think about us. So like, let's get what we came here for, and then we can waste time what I want to get here.
Okay. So for the first like half of your little shopping montage, the have tos are pretty much rebuying all of the furniture and whatnot for the living room area of the cart, since Fuller decided to earlier take some of them randomly and decide to sell them. So that was in the large group of stuff that went to Malus, where William gave him everything else that you guys have looted up until this point. So you are now going around, running through all these shops, meeting a bunch of people, seeing the different amount of people that actually are living here, and seeing the different species and everybody who occupies some of the stalls, some of the market places, just like a small like bakery, and just other like knickknacks and stuff as well. So you go around and you're just doing this, and it takes you about an hour, maybe two, just to do that. So now you have everything, and you've taken it all back to the cart, and kind of just said here to the shadow ghost-ish people that are there, Mr. Holg, and I forgot the other one, that William has conjured for them to help out with the cart. So pretty much they're reorganizing the cart while you guys are now back on the streets again, getting your to-do lists of what you want specifically. So yeah, while that happens, I'll say this. Give me a perception check, Arden.
Got it.
If I'm gonna be doing anything, I'm just gonna be seeing if any of those items that I had on that list or anywhere while we're just looking around. Not asking for them, but if I see them.
Okay. What was the? Oh yeah.
It's any if again it didn't probably weren't here, but one of the items could be here. Not really asking for them though.
22.
Yeah, 22. Okay. All right. Yeah, with a 22, you see as you guys are walking back towards the market area and everything, you look over towards the docks and you see Zarlius go and walk up one of the planks to one of the ships. And then you kind of see Fuller off to the side a little bit. He's kind of just chilling at this point. He's just taking in the sights. So, because he hasn't really been to a place like this before, so he's kind of intrigued, but also like looking around. But with that, that's what you see with the 22, and you guys continue onward. So what are you looking for?
Yeah. And this is like what I want personally. Let's see. He just got decked out with a really nice pendant, and I'm like, oh, kind of reminds me of home. So Arden's gonna go look around for like plant material. Really, we're feeling destructive, so he would probably look weapon-wise, but he's looking for something planty, something that could hurt people, and see what can roll in his way. He's going by luck.
Okay. It's going by luck. All right. So you venture into town a little bit more. Kind of back off towards the Shrouded Market area, and also where the Serpent's Coil is. And you guys kind of wander through the pathway, and eventually you get to what looks to be a little... It's very odd compared to the other buildings and like everything else. It looks like a tent in the middle, not really in the middle of the road, but off to the side a little bit. It's very weird, especially where it's located, and also it's very different from everything else.
So it's a sword thumb. It's definitely different than all of these other.
It is definitely a different color, as well as it doesn't have the same thatched roofs as some of the buildings, as well as the sea creature scaled roofs as well. Obviously, it is a tent. It looks different. So it looks similar to the little like tents that are in the market area, except it is more closed off. So there is the flap that is open. But other than that, that is all you can really see. And of course, the location is very odd.
Okay. Hey, that looks like a pretty cool place. I kind of... it's different. It's weird. And Arden just makes it like a kind of wideish grin. I was like, I kind of want to go check it out.
Okay. So you walk in, and immediately you are hit by a bunch of scents and smells. Some good, some not that good. And it's just enough to where if it was a little bit more, you could possibly pass out.
Oh boy. It's very thick in here. It smells very dense.
Yeah, having the flaps open does not help.
And I kind of just
And
conjure some rose petals in my hand and just like huff them. I'm like, why does it smell so loud in here?
And let's see, who would make a good shop owner? Let me see.
Oh, great heavenly hemlocks. Why does it smell like this in here?
So, in the corner, hold on, let me also check your passive. Yeah, passive of 15, that's good. Okay. In the back corner of this tent, you see a small figure. Not quite dwarvish, not really a halfling. But they turn around and they stumble closer to you. And they have a big, like, bulbous nose that
Ooh.
also kind of looks very weird. And from what you can tell, it's a gnome. And this gnome with a bulbous nose and very wily hair kind of just looks at you with a intrigue, obviously because you're very, very much taller than it. Looks at you with a eye that kind of almost like pops out of the side of his head. And says, "What can I do you for?"
Oh, hello, little Lily. I'm just wandering by and wondering what kind of shop you got going on in here.
Well, can't you tell? A bunch of herbs and plants and medicinal things.
And Arden looks around, it's like closer inspection. He was so off put by the various smells, some good, some bad, some different and unheard of, unsmelt of.
Uh-huh.
But now that he finally squints a little bit and he's like, oh, he kind of gets a little excited. He's like, what kind? Ooh, there's so many fun things in here.
And then I will also say, with the hint of the not uncertain smells, you're not quite sure if it's also coming from this creature. And they're like, "Well, I have anything and almost everything, so what are you looking for?"
I was looking for some, and this is gonna sound a little crazy, but
I like crazy.
oh, I like you. I need some good. I feel like I need some good oomph to my plans, some good pow to my pine needles. If you catch my drift, do you think you have anything more flashy, fun, and maybe some might call it explosive?
The eye twitches. I like this one. And turns around and starts looking through their wares. And yeah, eventually we'll start pulling out some random plants, as well as some weird looking, they look like berries, but definitely are not. They're a little bit bigger, and yeah, they're very intricate. Most of the colors are very wild and bright, as well as now that your vision has kind of cleared. And they're like, "Well, I got a bunch of these. They pack quite a punch, if you know what I mean."
And Arden kind of holds them up by the finger, like the pointer finger and the thumb, like a little pinch. It's like, oh, little squishy. Squints at him. I'm like, all right. And I look at you, and I don't think these are anything edible. They look like little berries, but something tells me, and don't make me roll for this, but something tells me I shouldn't put these in my mouth.
She goes, "You want to see?"
I do.
They take one and they bite into it. and an explosion happens. It's not very big. It's loud enough, but it's not too destructive.
Okay.
Their hair is more frizzled, now a little bit singed and matted a little bit more now. And they look fine, but you start to see blood kind of trickling down their nose. And it's again a big bulbous nose. So there's a lot of
lots of blood.
a lot more than just blood is what I'll say.
Okay.
If you know what I mean.
Oh.
Whether that be pus or any goo, I should say. It's very disgusting looking.
Look. Oh. That. Ooh. You're all right there, mate. That looks a little. I like these. He starts wiggling. I'm like, oh,
Wiggling
these look like little fun.
He goes, yeah. You want some?
How much? I want them.
Because I like you and I like your style.
Are you attempting to do coke right now?
No. No.
John's gonna do the dad tax, like put his hand behind his back, with the little finger swinging about. Go ahead, continue.
30 gold for the lot. And it's a very significant amount. From what you could see, it's just like a small bundle.
Mm-hmm.
But there is off to the side, like, at least like a total of 20 with what you have in front of you.
Whew. Yeah, these will do just nicely.
All right, 30 gold for those.
Check your DM's key.
And then John, this little gnome creature, looks at you. Would you like anything as well?
No, I'm all right, little guy. Actually, look at Arden. Is it a lot? Like, comparatively, how much?
If it's, because I'll go crazy. I'll buy more.
Arden, can you grab me some while you're at it?
Got you. Can we get 40 more?
40 more. You see this grin of excitement grow on this gnome's face.
I look at Arden and go, "Hey, he said not to drink."
You know what? It's a little fun. And I look at him and I'm like, now I'm going to give you a small handful because I'm not catching the heat for this. All right. We're not going down together.
Yeah, no,
True.
now you have a big batch, yeah. And
Okay.
then are there any other specific like flowers or plants or anything else you could use for ingredients maybe that you're looking for? Because they might have it.
You know what? Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Hey,
Let's see.
Mr. Gnome, what was your name again?
The name's Sniffy.
Hey, Sniffy, do you have any pipe weed for my pipe? I need some more. I ran out a while back.
Are you showing him the pipe?
Yeah.
Okay. He looks at it and like he kind of like looks at it and then kind of like takes it from you just to inspect it a little bit more. Kind of like looks down it like he's looking down the barrel or something, just seeing what you were smoking. And then goes, hands it back to you. Turns around, waddles off a little ways away. And then returns with Say 15.
All right. Do you have any others or just this?
It's all I got in stock for right now.
All right. I'll give him 15 for it. Is it a lot or is it just like a little bit? Probably like a bag worth.
Yeah.
All right. Take it. It'll be a good stock for like 2 weeks.
And then he turns back to you, Arden. Anything else?
See if you can find, and I see you have a locked here, so this may be no stranger, but see if you can find some Thunder Twig while you're at it.
Thunder Twig.
But Arda, what did you call me?
So,
Not you, Thunder Twig.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
so as you say Thunder Twig, you see this like kind of like the light bulb kind of go off in his expression. And then his hand goes to like his face, almost like touching his nose a little bit. Again, still bleeding.
Still bleeding.
And like taps it a little bit and goes, Thunder Twig. Could have sworn I had some. And then goes, oh yeah. And also, this area is kind of dark. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of dark, so you can't really fully see what's going on. You can kind of see some plants that are like luminous plants that glow in the dark a little bit, but there's not too much light going on here. So he goes on and lights one of the lanterns that you guys didn't see, but was nearby. Just lights the lantern, and then poof, the room is lit. You could see a lot more now, but there is still this smoke in the air. So it's a little hazy. You kind of can't see. And now with light being shown everywhere, it's a little foggy now. And some of the plants that were glowing a little bit kind of dim a little bit, obviously because of the light, but they still have a little shine to them as well. And he goes, oh yes, over here, and walks over to the right side of the tent now, kind of where he was when you first walked in, and walks closer towards the entrance a little bit. This tent is significantly bigger than you actually thought as well.
Oh.
The room does seem to expand a little bit. And he walks over, and in this barrel, it's a small barrel, so it's not like a big like keg jug barrel as well either.
Right.
And there's at least, like, from what you can see, because you're kind of like walking behind him just to follow him, and you see at least maybe 10 of them in this barrel. Not much.
Okay. Can I get... Actually, we'll take the 10.
You'll take the 10?
And just because I need to tell you, because you seem, now that I'm looking everywhere, this tent's huge. So I kind of want to see if we can play some plant knowledge together and see if I can read you off some of these things. And whether you have them or don't, by all means, I'm fine with. But if you have them, I'll give you a gift. In fact, I might give you at least 3 gifts. That'll be really nice for you. But that's if we can play this little game of can you find it in here? like a little scavenger hunt, but for plants that I need.
You know, I liked you before, but now you're just fun.
Hey, I've always been told I've been a pretty fun guy.
Ha! What's the challenge?
All right. I need these 3 things, and hold on tight, because your memory is going to get crazy. But if you have... Let's see, we'll go down this little list that I can remember that my mother always taught me. Baptisia, black cohos, and eel petal. Do these three things sound familiar? Yes or no?
It fucking threw me off. Oh my god. uh, hold on. He goes, well, I've heard of. Hold on. What were they again?
Baptisia, black cohosh, and eel petal.
I've heard of eel petal, but I haven't heard of the other two. And you see him kind of walk over to the middle-ish area of this tent, and there's an array of plants here. Some of them are labeled, so you can kind of look and see. And for the most part, half of them are definitely not, and it's the sign is withered slash overgrown with the roots. So
Oh, okay.
you can't actually read half of the names, whether some of them don't have them at all or if the signs are withered or overgrown. But there are a decent amount that you can actually see. So from the middle, you'll see eel petal, emberstalk as another one, snapdragon is another one, sky orchids as well, and then there's definitely one that seems different.
Okay.
And from your knowledge, you would know it as a star thistle. And there's at least like 2, maybe 3.
These ones. Hey, shopkeep, how much for these ones right here? They sparked my eye.
For the 3, and because I think you're fun, I'll do it for 10 gold.
Very well, then. I think we've got a deal.
And then, are there any other ones that you are getting, or was it mostly the ones that I named off as well?
Yes, mostly the ones you already gotten.
So eel petal, emberstalk, snapdragon, sky orchid. You already got the thunder twig, and then
Bro, that really sounds like a third slayer.
the star thistle as well.
Okay, I think we can make do with these then, stars. And let me see. And I'll go ahead and see if I can take an investigation check in here.
To see if you can find any more.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? Wait, hold on, because if this is can I pull up my lexicon of the law?
Jesus
Christ.
Sure.
Why not? For shits and giggles.
Sure, why not?
You know what? Let's go for it. All right, investigation, because we're looking. But I feel like also because I can use. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Lexicon would know about Arcana.
Judge.
We listen and we don't judge. Lexicon of the Lost has Arcana check in there, and I feel like some of these plants are more than just magical. So I feel like I can justify this.
Okay.
3 healers.
Nat 20 on the investigation. Everyone, applause.
Oh my god.
24.
Oh,
24.
I feel like that's, out of all things to hit a nat 20 on, that's not that great.
Leave me alone.
Well,
Hey, you can tell it's real.
well, no, what
No?
happens is, yeah, with a nat 20 or 24, You find everything that you have listed. It is all in the shop. You could tell by the distinguished looks of all of them. Again, the ones that kind of shine brightly a little bit, you can definitely see most of the, I guess, magical properties that some of them might have. Yeah, you definitely see it.
Bad. It's like, so I come to the shopkeeper. So I found all of these. Do you want a statue of yourself made out of wood and adorned with plants?
Sure. Why not? Sounds fun.
Bet. Pick a spot in your shop that's your most favorite part.
How about right here? And he's literally standing right in the middle of the tent.
God. Wow.
Love that. All right. So then Arden's going to cast Cherry Blossom. And normally that would bespoke a tree.
Mm-hmm.
But I think because he's so enthusiastic that he's found everything he was looking for in the shop and plus more,
Mm-hmm.
I think he feels inspired.
Okay.
So he's going to cast Cherry Blossom to make a statue lifelike, by the way. So however tall he is, well,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to have it's like a twin tree with cherry blossoms adorning his hair. So that will be his first gift.
Okay.
His first gift.
All right.
Go big or go home.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's for sure.
Like your second gift, because you're so lovely and you have a funny looking head that I like. I point at him with 4 fingers, be like, poof. And I was like, now feel your head.
You see him reach for his head and touch it and run his hands through what exactly?
It's on his head. Sorry.
He has a flower crown of cherry blossoms.
And he looks up at it, feels it, looks down at the statue as well that's near him,
My way.
and
My
he's
way.
like,
Or the highway.
This is the best
Happening.
gifts I've been given in a long time. Thank you.
You know, you're absolutely welcome. This was an amazing time. Also, don't be surprised, but you do have a third gift.
Hey, there's a lot of tall plants in here, right? You said it was like a flower, basically a flower shop, right?
It's a flower shop, yeah.
Okay, I'm currently hiding behind the biggest one.
Okay.
It's like the
Trying
biggest
not to
one.
ruin the moment.
This one. Let's see. I will cast. In the middle of his shop is going to be his statue. That's where people will see him, like this, where he's first greeting. Does he have like a podium or somewhere where he likes to stand just to like point around? Kind of like how shopkeeper would have a front desk.
Yeah. He does have a front. It's kind of a back desk, yeah.
Okay.
So when you first, let me see. So when you first walked in, he was off to the side a little bit, off into like the back left corner when you walk in, and he approached you, but obviously that was when your vision was blurred a little bit, so you couldn't really exactly see, and as well there wasn't really light in the place either. But in the back there is a desk, and there is a chair, and all the other stuff. And it does look like there are a little bit of knickknacks and whatnot on the table.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's in the back.
Okay. I'm going to cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp
Okay.
and make a medium-sized hand compacted of the soil and earth
Mm-hmm.
so that he can be exalted high, like he's standing on a hand, like a hand that he can stand on his little podium.
All right. So he looks at it. He's kind of confused a little bit. And then kind of turns and looks at you. What do I do with that?
Like,
Average Arden.
I like these gifts that you gave me, and the first thing you gave me were little bombs, and you ate one.
I did.
So every time, yeah, you did, and you exploded like a little bomb itself. And I can tell you have a lot of explosive energy inside of you, and I can tell you're
Pause.
crazy.
Pause.
And as you're saying this and everything, kind of explains. Oh yeah, by the way, those things, they're called boomberries.
Ooh.
Mother.
Like every time that you want to take a break and chill, because over here sometimes running a shop is difficult. You just want to find your little fine corner and just relax and take a breather.
Mhm.
I made you a hand to sit on and relax. Because you remind me of these little boomberries in my hand. Explosive, funny, and I feel I can cause a lot of damage.
Oh, they do. They do. I've been around them for a long time, so
You're in
I
Chicago.
wouldn't say that I've gained a resistance to them. Obviously, as he points to the blood profusely dripping out of his nose. But I'm used to him. So, and he goes to try to like put his hand on your shoulder, but because you're so tall, he kind of just pats your leg. And it's like, thank you. Thank you, my furry friend.
You're welcome, little guy.
And then he kind of just waddles over and jumps onto his new seat.
I just want to say it's surprisingly comfortable.
It does the whole like butt shift in it and everything, kind of just get himself comfortable. So surprisingly, it is.
And it's like the motion of the hand is like an outstretched hand, like you're putting all of your fingers to the sky, like you're holding something up in exaltation. And that he's being held high. This is his comfort area.
This is comfort area indeed.
Big words from Arden.
So, with that, is there anything else I could do for you, or is that all?
I think that'll do. That'll do.
All right. I will see you later, my friend.
Very well. Don't blow anything up yet.
No promises. As you guys exit the tent.
I love that.
Yep. And with
So you want to try them?
The immediate.
okay, with that, real quick, what else are you looking for, Arden? Are you? I know, I know you sent me something, but is that what you want to look for?
You know, I feel like that'll come in handy. We can make that even short. We can make that shorter, but yeah.
Cool. Yeah. It's very. Let's see. A little ways from the tent, you can see what looks to be a magic shop.
Swear.
Yeah.
Word. Oh yeah.
and there doesn't seem to be a name on the door, let alone a sign. But you can definitely tell, looking into the windows and seeing all the stuff that's going on, that it's a magic shop. And on the roof of it is a little bit different. It looks like a top hat.
Huh.
So it's different from everything else, as well as that tent. These are the two weird looking places other surrounded by everything else. Whether that's homes, other shops, the tavern of the Serpent's Coil, the blacksmith, like it's crazy.
Leave it to Arden to find the most weirdest places in a place that's already full of weird places. Do we go?
There's a thought that is like, that is very true.
Pause.
And you guys enter into this magic shop. There's a bunch of toys on the shelves. There's a few kids running around. There's a couple of parents with them as well. And off in the corner, towards the back-ish, not really the corner, but standing behind the counter, stands a tall-looking tiefling. I'll say he's, I guess, blue in color, with almost
It doesn't matter what color it is.
I'll say almost
Fucking Arden's like, oh my god.
almost ram-like horns ish that kind of curl back, and you see him wearing a intricate looking magician's outfit, pretty much, or like a circus kind of magician outfit as well, something like that, something of that nature.
He's a silly little lad.
And you see him do a little card trick for some of the kids at the counter, and they are confused but happy, trying to figure out the trick. They have no idea how he did it, and you kind of see a card kind of fly up in the air and then transform into like a little bird.
What the hell? Arden kind of whispers to him, so it's like, what kind of sorcery?
Pointing at him. Witch.
Which?
Wait, what's the store?
They haven't seen a name for the store yet, let alone the name of the person.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm about to find out.
It's basically just D&D Toys R Us.
Stop playing with me.
All right.
I'm gonna walk up to him.
You walk up to him.
Wait, is he in the middle of a show, or is he just like entertaining and then
he's just entertaining at the counter.
Okay, great. I walk up to you. Hello. in the moment that you thought that Arden was going to walk up to her and to say something super suave and like really charming, it's just like, hello.
Hello. Hello. The male tiefling turns and looks at you.
Oh, he's hot. He's hot.
Says,
Stop.
hello.
It's like Arden's not flustered. Arden is confused.
So as you are confused and everything, and John is standing next to you and looking at this bewildered look on Arden's face, and also looking at the tiefling as well, you see that he's looking at you, but still performing a trick.
Like, so you seem like a very nice and charming individual, bewildering and bewitching, magical.
Mhm.
Need I go on? We'll be here all evening.
I'm gonna slide my mask on out of embarrassment.
Okay.
Just very slowly, just like slide it out from like grab it out of my pouch and just slide it up my chest and then just put it on.
I'll say this. I'll say this as well. Arden. I'll say this with your passive perception of 15, even though you're kind of bewildered a little bit. You do see John put on his mask slowly in embarrassment of standing next to you.
Well, I can't just call him hot. He's a tiefling. We can't do that. We can't do that anymore.
And
We can't do that
I haven't stopped you
anymore.
before.
As you are kind of bewildered a little bit, and John is now embarrassed with wearing a mask, and he's still doing a trick for the kids at the counter, and looking in your direction. He says, "The name's Zarek Nightshade, of Nightshade Industries."
All right, we'll take that.
Industry, he says.
Yes.
He's a businessman. He knows what's up.
John and Arden, give me insight checks, but Arden, yours will be a disadvantage.
Of course they will. Of course they will.
To see if he actually is telling the truth about industries.
Hell no. It's a 14.
Okay.
Give me a second. My thing is loading. Hello? Okay. What? That was weird.
Yeah. Insight check.
Oh. Inside. 12.
12? Okay. So with a 12 and a 14. You're a little skeptical, especially because it's a magic shop, and he said industries. It kind of throws you off a bit, but as you kind of look around the store a bit and kind of look at the little like deck of cards, some of the other like intricate little magic shop items and everything like that, you do see on the bottom or on the back, etched in, it does say like Nightshade, either Industries or Inc. or whatever, or corporation, whatever it is, it has his name on it.
Mhm.
And they are etched in there. So you believe him.
All right. Well, Eric, you seem pretty nice. I couldn't help but notice these kind of magical tricks, and he kind of like waves his hand. Arden waves his hand, just like as a little wrist motion, like magic,
Mhm.
quote unquote.
And you see him do it again. This time with 3 cards. He does the bridge arc and fires off 3 cards into the air, and then they all turn one by one into little birds, origami shaped, which is very weird.
Listen, I don't know what kind of dark magic you've got going on,
And
but I'll
you,
come.
and you hear all the kids like screaming and cheering. Is like, oh, that's so cool! How did he do that?
I'm not trying to act like a naysayer in front of these children. I'm like, okay, I like these cards. I'll come back for these. I want these. These are something I will be walking away with. However, do you have any other kind of cards or any... No, I won't say other magical trinkets because then I'll try to buy your shop. I need something fun and I need something mystical, but also card shaped. And I'm not, again, quote unquote, I believe Arden has said this once. He isn't too, no, that's me. I don't like birds. Arden doesn't mind birds either. He's like, I'm currently not looking for any more pets. Kind of stock full. But what other kind of cards you got?
Goes well.
Ever, don't you dare. We continue.
We're just in luck.
I swear to God.
He kind of like snaps his finger, and this deck of cards from like the back shelf, like behind him, kind of starts floating over to you. And on it, it says, Nightshade's Divination.
Oh. And Arden takes a puzzled but interested look at these. It's like, oh, okay.
And as
Yeah,
you're looking at it, as it's floating closer to you, it opens up and some of the cards fly out. And you can inspect them if you would like.
got you. Yeah, I'll inspect them.
Okay, give
Let's
me
see.
a perception check.
21.
21. All right. The first card that flies out of the deck is the World card. The second one, the Sun.
No way, bro.
The third,
Trevor,
the Moon.
brother.
So much magic.
There's no way we're doing this right now.
Yeah.
What? Getting a tarot deck?
Sure.
Heck
That's,
yeah.
that's sure. That's what I totally believe right now.
Oh, these cards look so mystical, and I want to learn about them all. Here, I thought you were gonna be some kind of odd swindler and hand me a pack of like Dragimon cards and tell me to be on my way.
We do have those as well, but I feel like you're a little too old for those.
That's so.
Unless you would like to peruse.
Arden's kind of trying not to grin. I was like, no, we came here to get a couple of things. We need to. He's doing we have food at home kind of deal to him. So we have things at home. Stop buying more things. Like, no, maybe later. And I give him like a slight wink. Give me all you got.
For this tarot deck that is floating in front of you, he says, I'll sell it to you for 15 gold.
Deal.
Alright then, the cards slide back into
Swear
the
to God,
deck.
if we just bought the deck of many things for 15 gold.
No, you did not.
No, not that one.
It is not the deck of many things. It is a
But I said
tarot deck.
every card that is in there.
So yes, you got a tarot deck for 15 gold.
Bet. I take them. I flip them over. They look really nice. I start flipping through my hand. I'm seeing these different pictures and imagery. One of a burning lady, skeleton. And I turn on the back of them. I'm like, oh, little emblems. I see dragons. flowers.
Fancy.
I don't know
aren't
how you.
they?
Yeah, I don't know how you knew I liked flowers, but I'm on to you.
You see him flick a card in your direction, and it turns into a rose.
I catch them like, I like you. I have other things to tend to, but I'll be back in the shop for your many magical wares.
Yeah, that's what you'll be back for.
Yeah. All right. So once that whole interaction happens, he kind of turns back and continues on doing what he's doing.
I'm like, okay, hey, are you ready to go? There's a lot of cool things in here, and I'm gonna get overstimulated if I keep looking at these things and that Mr. Man over there. That bewildering, bewitching, hot from hell man. But are you ready to go? As you
I
can
say
hear-
nothing, and you just see my eyes.
Yeah, because you still have the mask on.
No, I'm not speaking.
He's not.
All right. So with that, you guys go to leave the magic shop.
I really want to take these edibles.
So with this, we're going to cut back over to Zarlius real quick, and then we'll see what happens next. Zarlius, you are now leaving the ship of the Mistress of the Tides. As you are leaving the ship, and after getting the information on the runes, as well as introducing yourself to the captain of the ship, you walk down the plank back to the dock, and you eventually see Fuller still standing around, kind of bewildered a little bit. And you approach him, and at this moment in time, as you're walking closer to him, you start to see a shadowed figure off to the side, and once you guys are close in proximity to each other, this giant shadow forms around you guys in an instant, and you guys are teleported.
Okay.
Arden and John, as you guys are stepping out of the magic shop, you see a cloaked figure off to the side. Same thing. Shadows envelop both of you, and you guys are teleported. Now, at the same time that this is happening, William has just finished his conversation with Hellrend and is about to return back to the town. Same thing as well. William, as you are traveling to the entrance again, you start to see the cloaked figure as well. But this shadow
Start small.
that starts to envelop you expands. And it expands all the way to where Hellrend is currently sitting.
Can I try to stop it?
You can try, but it happens in an instant. To where once you're within it, you're teleported.
I'm okay. Never
So,
mind.
yeah. So once it reaches Hellrend, he's teleported too. Now, all 6 of you are teleported into a room. And as you all land and the shadows clear and everything, you see two figures standing in front of you, both female in look and in nature. One of them that you see is the one in the cloaked attire. They pull back their hood, and you see this red crimson tiefling female with arched horns and black braided hair, as well as another person standing next to her. A half-elven looking woman with dark hair and almost pirate attire on as well. And they introduce themselves as the half-elf woman introduces herself as Elowyn Vaerx. She is the mayor of Bitterbrook. And the person next to her she introduces as Lady Sylra Vexmoor. And I am going to also pull up their images as well and show you.
Is this all of us healing or just William?
Everyone.
Okay.
All of you were teleported to this location.
Well, yeah, but I thought it was just William hearing it.
No,
Being that it's a place from him.
No, everybody is hearing it. You were all teleported through shadows into their room, into their office.
We all in the same room.
Yes. So this is Elowyn. This is who you are looking at.
All right.
And then the next one that you are looking at is Sylra Vexmoor. These are the two who are standing in front of you guys currently.
Okay.
And so, Elowyn, the half-elf, says, "You guys have made a lot of noise in town." As she looks at each and every one of you. But obviously looks more towards Hellrend, as well as
I'm sorry.
John.
Come on. I'm sorry.
She looks at both Hellrend and John more than the rest of you.
I will place the butt of my axe on the ground pretty hard and make a loud thud. And I'll say, I was working. What's your business?
I'm seeing what has been reported to me. The rampage that happened through the city a little bit ago, as well as your arrival, sparked some interest.
And I'll grunt and respond. I don't remember breaking anything, and I was attacked by a hooded figure. Is that my fault?
Not necessarily, but the fact that most of the buildings are flammable and you are practically made of fire, it does hold some concern. Luckily, not that many buildings were caught in the crossfire of your battle with this hooded figure. But the only thing that I'm really asking here is, what businesses do you have here?
I am currently commissioning transport that I might leave this town seeking adventure. So, not to be rude, but I understand that I might have scared the townspeople, but I would just like to get back to my work, please.
No worries. You will be sent back shortly. And then she turns to the rest of you. I ask the same.
We're on our way northwards.
You guys seek adventure, I see.
We're on a direct quest at the moment, but if you got a job, we won't turn it down.
I'll cumbersomely move to the back of the room and seem uninterested and kind of wait until it's time for me to leave.
Okay.
Does the vibe thing start filling the wall?
She goes, well, as she looks over your troop, as well as Sylra does as well, as they're both not really staring, but also like clocking you guys and seeing what kind of, I guess, adventurers you guys are, something of that nature. She goes, well, there have been some unusual activities at our local chapel. I know that none of you seem religious at all, but it does seem that our high priest has taken a liking to some
What?
How should I say this?
The undead?
No, not quite. Not quite that. Ritual form, yes, but not undead, no.
Resurrection?
He has a fanatical and unwavering devotion to shadowy deities. Granted, Lady Sylra also uses shadow magic and everything like that, but she does not follow or devote herself to any of that. It's just what she was born with.
Deities such as?
You could say... Hold on, I gotta get to that freaking tab. There we go. There's Morgrim, the god of the underworld, death and secrets. There's also Eberus, who's the god of shadows and secrets and thieves. That honestly might be who he devotes himself to. But, again, you don't have to take that quest. if you don't want to. Really, it's just some things that have been happening recently that have come to my attention, and they don't sit right with me. William, give me a perception check.
Okay. Oh, we're playing. Fuck. Where is my? Oh, here it is. 20.
20. Okay, with the 20. On her forearm, that is barely visible from her sleeve, you can kind of see a symbol of a cresting wave. And it slightly glows a little bit with blue, like a light blue. But that's
Can I do like a symbol history check?
a symbol history check.
To see if I can remember what the symbol is.
Sure. This is gonna be a little weird.
11 plus, what is it? It's like 7 or 8, I think. You know what my history is? My computer's being a jackass. Never mind. 19.
Okay, 19. Your knowledge of deities, of gods, of prime deities, betrayers, and just normal gods as well, is vast, but also very far in between. Because your knowledge is of Exandria and their gods. Here, on Elloria, not so much. But I'll say with a 19, you can sense that this is believed to be powers from a god of storms, sea, and sailors. And that is on Elowyn's arm. As she tells you guys that you don't have to help us if you don't want to. It's just a thought that I'd bring up because you seem capable, and sure, as much as I'd love to do it myself, I can't because I have other pressing matters to deal with.
So you just want us to take the guy out?
If it's easy enough for you, sure. I'll see what I can scrounge up, but you all will be paid for it if you do.
Well, I'm in. Who else is in? Zarlius, Arden, John.
Sounds fine enough.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of push through them, knocking them like off kilter a little bit. And I say, "You're looking for me to kill somebody?"
I was giving you.
I heard murder.
I heard murder.
Murder.
This-
Murder. Judas, no.
And
I'm familiar with mercenary work.
so then Sylra, the tiefling, pipes up as well. She goes, yes, the high priest, Malakar the Shroudbringer, has been a thorn in our side for a while, let's say. But only recently has he conjured up enough power or faith in this shadowy deity that he has become somewhat of a threat to the rest of the town. Some people have gone missing recently.
And I'll say, what about collateral damage? Does he have anybody working underneath him? Are they okay to kill as well?
Anybody who serves under him is a problem.
Sounds like my kind of work.
And she looks at Elowyn, and they both look at each other and is like, all right. Well, we will send you guys off on your merry way, but we'll pay you handsomely whenever it happens, but also try not to cause more trouble. We have enough on our plates already.
And where was this chapel or church temple?
It is the Ebon Chapel. It is northeastern-ish from the blacksmith area.
You said the Ebon
How long
Chapel?
is the journey?
Yes.
No, Ebony, bro. Come on
Yes.
now.
Ebon Chapel.
Okay. And then Hellrend said, how long of a journey is it?
From the blacksmith, it is about 2 hours journey. It's further into the city than you think, but it is also towards one of the sections of the cove that we reside in, where it's far enough to where if there's any damage done to it, oh well, it'll be in ruins.
Sounds good to me. And can we take care of this like tomorrow? I kind of got to do something at the blacksmith first, if that's all right.
There's no time limit. It's just if he is taken care of, that's one less problem on our plate.
I have a few days for my chariot to be prepared to bring back my haul. What evidence would you like of this? Would you like for me to bring you his head, or what are you looking for?
Honestly, whatever is left.
Okay. Sounds like a deal.
And with that, Elowyn looks at Sylra and she goes, send them on their way. And once again, you guys are shrouded in the shadow, and boom. Hellrend, you are placed back where you were. William, so are you. So you're still on the pathway back to the gate. Arden and John, boom, you're placed back out front of the magic shop. And Zarlius and Fuller are placed back by the docks.
Okay. How much time has passed since I've started doing my lumber work, and how far along do you think I've completed that task?
So by now you would probably be really close to finishing. I will also say, because of the current time of day, it is now it is now midday, so probably like 1-ish. So sadly, for everybody who hasn't slept, you guys take 1 point of exhaustion. So everybody takes 1 point of exhaustion. because you guys have not slept yet.
Well, I accidentally metagamed last session thinking that I was going to saw some logs after I get done sawing some logs. So I rested already. But
Oh, okay.
my plan is to finish up my work in the next hour to deliver those logs and go back to the woods and take a fat nap.
Yeah. Okay, that works. So yeah, that's what you do. You go back to the blacksmith and deliver everything.
Yeah, once I'm done preparing whatever percentage I didn't have ready.
Yeah.
And then I'll lug it all in there to town, or at least lug the first load and say, hey, it's all prepared.
Yeah, I would say you were probably at like a 90% before you got teleported, so you got just a little bit left, and then you're able to do that. William, you are ahead of Hellrend at this point on the path towards the gate. What are you doing? Oh yeah, also I will say Name, Nevri, Sarkesha were also there too, because they were traveling with William. So they were all there as well, just in the background.
Well, fuck. I'm gonna go find everybody.
Okay. All right, with that, you venture back into town. Zarlius, you are currently with Fuller on the beach, heading back into town a little bit at this point after being teleported back. And as... well, if he's here, I don't think so. I don't think he's here.
Yeah.
Okay, you are. Okay. So as you're kind of like walking back to either where the cart is or just anything like that, you start to hear behind you. Hold on. I see that his name is wrong. Wait, let me see. Okay. So you hear this person behind you kind of like somewhat yelling and screaming a little bit. You're not quite sure why. And you turn around to see this person. And you start to see that she is slowly starting to petrify from feet up. So as she's like running in your direction, trying to find help, trying to get somebody to notice, all this other stuff, most people are very busy at this moment, so they're not really paying attention. And obviously it's very loud in the shipyard. So they do not hear this. She's about 40-ish feet away from you at this point.
Rush over.
And her petrification process is starting to creep up towards like her hip at this point. So she's kind of stopped in motion at this point. And you said you run over to her?
Yeah.
Okay. You run over to her and she says, "Help. I'm Lyra. I'm an explorer. I found the drowned library. It's only accessible during a low tide. It's off a little ways past the Gilded Gallows place. if you go down, there's a little place. It's crazy. I was told by the librarian there that there's a curse. I didn't listen, and now it's like slowly creeping up to her stomach. And she's freaking out. It's like she's trying to tell you all of this information at once, but there's little time.
Yeah.
And
did you take anything from this place?
I honestly no. I just touched a book.
Okay.
And she tells you that before I disappear or turn to stone or whatever, the librarian there, or the archivist as she's called, is the Lassa Moonscale. Talk to her, see if she can help. If not, see if there's a book or something, or see if there's any way. Just please, I need help.
Okay, don't worry.
And as that happens, she turns to stone in front of you. This sight isn't obviously common, but it also isn't unusual to you because you have already met people who have been turned to stone. However, it seems different.
Yeah.
And
It's like I could just threaten somebody to come back.
yeah. And with this, you are left with a name of a location, the name of the archivist / guardian of the drowned library there, as well as a problem. There's a cursed book within it, which she was warned about, but it was too late.
Is there a resource place nearby, a library or something?
There is
The drowned library?
one that isn't the drowned library, yeah, like a normal library within town.
Yes.
Not necessarily. There's more of like a bookshop.
Okay, is there a place with mages in it?
Mages. Currently, yeah, you just met 2 of them.
Yeah, god damn it.
But that was there. So it's in a similar location. The blacksmith is kind of almost like a central location, but not really, because it is also the far right side of the town.
Mhm.
So that is also a central-ish location, but not really, but only for like the right side of the town. And the left side of the town is a little weird because you guys haven't fully explored this area yet, but the market-ish area that is nearby seems the closest to like the middle.
Yeah.
And so I'll say this, from where you are, you don't have to give me a perception roll or anything like that. The building that you believe you were currently in recently is one of the biggest buildings off towards the middle-ish part of town.
Okay.
It is definitely more intricate and decorated than the other buildings nearby. So that does also kind of give you a dead giveaway there. But yeah, other than that, not really. I would say there is most likely just a normal local bookshop. That's about it.
Okay. Is there anybody in our group nearby?
Currently it is you and Fuller right now. Nearby currently, no, you do not see anybody of the group.
Okay. Wait, I
And-
have a sending stone, don't I?
And yeah, you do. And nobody really mentioned where they were when you guys were together, so
Okay,
you have
I'm
no
just gonna
idea.
try using the sending stone real quick and be like, "Hey guys, just saw somebody turn the stone in front of me. I think we should probably figure this shit out."
So I'll say this: for the current moment, this wasn't really a full max like sending stone to everybody. So I will say that Arden most likely heard this.
Oh, okay. We'll be right there. Let's go, John. We gotta go.
Did you say where, Zarlius?
I'm by the shipyard.
Okay. So Arden and John, you start to book it to the shipyard area. When you do so, you come around the corner to see Fuller and Zarlius here, standing here, as well as a person who is now turned to stone right here in front of Zarlius. Like reaching towards him by like also it does look like she was talking to him, so like, you know, talking with your hands kind of thing. So when she freezes in place, it's an awkward position. So it's very weird. It doesn't look like she's off balance either, even though she is turned to stone, even though she should be falling over at this point because she's on sand. But at the current moment, right here, that is not the case. You can move her because she's not petrified to the ground.
Okay.
But if you would like to move her out of the way, you can.
And they're here with me now, right? Or no?
Yes, they have come around the corner behind you.
Okay. I think we should probably move her so she doesn't get like pushed over.
So, Arden, you and John are nearby to help Zarlius.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna. I need to see where we are. How should we go about moving her? I think we can gently move her physically if that'll work.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna need all three of
Well, John, you got
that. To
Strength
do
check?
a strength check.
I'm gonna go big boy mode.
Okay, I'll say Fuller's there too, so he will help as well. Damn, okay. Oh wait, but he has
Saving
exhaustion.
throw or
You
just
have disadvantage though.
Wait,
Alright,
who has-
19.
Yep. Okay, it still works. Okay. 19.
12?
So
And I roll with advantage
yeah.
because I'm big.
Yeah.
Okay,
So 19,
great guys.
14.
John Steele.
5.
Oh.
Well, so you roll a disadvantage. So you got a 5. So I'll say this, you're able to move her, but you are like dragging a trail through the sand, moving her off to the side. But she has been moved successfully off to the side. I'm gonna say over here-ish. So you've moved her off to the side a bit, out of the way, behind one of these houses. So, what would you guys like to do now?
Okay, she mentioned this thing called the Library. Have either of y'all heard about it?
I'll do a history check to see. 15.
15. Okay. With the 15, you recall talks with your mother figure, Viscera.
Oh, I was muted the whole time. Oops.
And
Arden, that history check should be with disadvantage, by the way. I don't know if y'all can hear me now.
Yeah, we can.
Oh yeah, well yeah, well no, disabilities on ability checks, which is the
skills or ability checks. If I'm
okay, they need to be specific if it's skills or abilities, because that's different.
I'm pretty sure it's everything that isn't attacks.
Okay, yeah. So roll it again, or your history again, Arden.
Gets a higher.
Yeah, I mean, even if he does, it's like, yeah.
Nope.
Okay, so with the Drowned Library, you've heard of the name, but you don't know the location or what is inside it.
Accurate.
Oh yeah, that's a nice 2 for me, by the way. I don't know if it matters or not.
You have no idea what they're talking about.
Valid. Is it a library underwater?
Yes, apparently it's only available during low tide.
Is it low tide?
Currently, in the area where it's located, yes.
Current. Get it?
But where you guys are now, no.
Okay.
You guys get it? It's current because of the currently. Yeah, sorry.
I already laughed at the fun guy joke earlier, so I'm not doing it again.
Okay. We need a map.
She did give you a location.
Okay. Do we know how far it is from here?
She said it was past the Gilded Gallows hideout.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Okay, let's keep going, guys.
Okay, so you guys are off doing this, running into the direction of the hideout. You guys have already been there, so you know the direction. So all of you guys run off that way. William, you are currently in town trying to find everybody. Surprisingly, you didn't hear the sending stone go off. So you have no idea where everybody is at right now.
I guess I'll check the sending stone.
All right.
Hello. Is anyone out there?
Okay, you send the message out to the sending stone. Yeah. You guys hear it loud and clear.
Where?
Hello? Anybody? Where y'all at?
Hey, have you heard of this thing called the Drowned Library?
I don't. Fuck no, I'm not from this world.
Me fucking either, cunt. But I don't know.
Yes, you are.
Breaks fourth wall. I'm definitely from this world. Deadpool style.
All right. So, yeah, continue.
No. What? Doesn't answer my question.
We're at the library underwater.
No, you're not.
Wait,
Getting to the location.
Where underwater, John?
We're a little bit past the gallows.
Well, you see the ocean. Under
You said
that.
the Gilded Gallows, Zarlius?
Yeah, you hear the there is overlap in this communication, and you pick out the gallows and then something, and then
You see the ocean? We're under that.
yeah, you hear gallows from Zarlius, and then you hear the ocean from that.
And
Okay,
you
I'll
kinda
be
hear
there
this
in a
like
little bit.
this metal
And then you
symbol.
just, like in the background, you just hear it going through a tunnel.
And then you hear this metal symbol.
Turning it off.
Okay, so William, now you have a location and where they're headed to.
So as Zarlius kind of walks off, I'm gonna go to Arden and be like, "So, would it be bad if I took one of those berries? Like on a scale from like 1 to 10."
You're not getting them. Not yet.
You already gave them to me. You gave me what, 10? I think you said,
No, I was stingy. I said 5.
or 5. You gave me 5. Yeah, you're not getting it. You already gave them to me. No, I'm just asking. Asking how bad it would have been if I took one, and how immediate were the effects.
In what way?
If he's thinking about popping one in his mouth like a Tic Tac, I say 5.
Because
Find
my
out.
back was hurting a little bit after we lifted that statue,
Uh-huh.
and I may or may not have taken one for a painkiller. So I just want to know, Arden, on a scale of 1 to 10. Again, when whispering, obviously I don't want to whisper into the mic, but how bad would that be?
You're actively ingesting explosives. Maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah. Would it fix my back pain?
You know what? It'll fix everything. You won't hurt anymore.
Just help you focus on other pains.
All right. I guess we'll figure it out. Sure, what I got to do, because I did take one.
You did take one?
Yeah, since I rolled a nat 1 on my strength check, something had to happen.
What is so good? Ooh, hold on. Oh, yeah. So
Pretty bad.
yeah, no, you were technically as Zarlius is walking away and you're telling Arden that you took one, you are currently stunned. So you are one of their defensive properties is stun. So, and you can't move, and you can speak only falteringly. So, whispering, kind of talking to Arden is the way that you did that.
Arden, I'm stuck.
So, what happens is you automatically fail strength and dex saving throws.
I can just, I'll talk in caveman. How about that?
Yeah.
I just go. You just hear John go. I stuck.
Arden.
Stuck like what? Stuck like Chuck?
Chuck who?
Chuck E. Cheese. What are you talking about? Wait, you said you took one of the berries, didn't you?
No.
Can you move?
No.
And I slightly nudge him.
He rocks back and forth.
Oh,
See, I move. Or move. I see.
Stun. The boomberries only, to my knowledge, as I can remember, cause stun, not dyslexia. But we'll get there.
Well, it said I had faltered speech, and I said the faltered speech would be me talking like Yoda.
Yeah.
Because meme.
Okay. Everyone, hold it. He can't move. What am I gonna do with you?
Well, back no hurt.
I'm gonna hurt you.
No.
So, at this point, I'll say, William, you have reached the beach pathway towards the Gilded Gallows hideout.
No.
And about 100 feet, you see Arden, Zarlius, and John and Fuller standing there. So, alright, and I'll say, if anybody's looking in the direction, I guess it would be, or yeah, I guess, Arden and Zarlius, give me perception checks.
Okay.
Disadvantage.
Oh,
Wait, what?
yeah, it's a
Disadvantage.
disadvantage. Everybody has exhaustion.
Ah, shit, you're right.
Except for Hellrend.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. Okay, yeah, Zarlius, since you are kind of facing John as well as Arden and everything, yeah,
Yes, my love. What can I do for you?
100 yards away, you can see William with Sarkesha, Name and
then-
Nevri in tow.
Oh shit, never. What are y'all doing here?
She's
You're
current-
100 yards away, by the way. You're a football field away.
Yeah. Well, you can still see the shapes.
Yeah, but she said, "What are y'all doing here?" I can hear you. To other side of the football field.
And yeah, you guys see
So
her.
to put it into feet, you're 300 feet away.
So what it is I think, well, technically, or no, has the time run out? I think the time has run out. At this point, does it say? No, it just says it could be used once per day. So yeah, technically, what's going on is Nevri is currently riding the spectral starlight nine-tailed fox,
Quit rubbing on that.
and I guess at this point, Name is also riding on top of Sarkesha.
Pause. Did you say nine-tailed fox?
Yes. How
All
many
right, continue.
times do we have to say this? So You guys see them approaching slowly. And with that, Hellrend has finished his already finished chopping up the lumber and moving the first round of supplies over to the blacksmith. And you told him that you have more, and there is obviously more to travel and all that. So he goes, okay, give me a little bit and I will send a wagon with you. And that helps move the process along. But obviously you can sleep in the meantime while that happens. So that is what Hellrend is doing. Back to the group. Everybody is now here dealing with a stunned John Steele.
Well, this has to hurry along. Let me see if I can investigate to approximate how long he'll be stunned for.
Like, is that a fantasy thing?
You could, yeah.
I kind of do the like Narnia like dribbling someone to his mouth. Like, take a fucking sip.
Okay, you do that, and that cures. Right? Is that what that does? I can't remember exactly.
Don't remember, and I'm trying it anyway.
Okay, let me see. It ends blind, deafened, or poisoned conditions.
Fuck.
So it does not work.
It's a magical cure-all. It only solves those 3 problems. Can I see if there's a brand on this item real quick?
On the boomberry?
The rogue's best friend.
Oh, the rogue's best friend.
Like, you know how the other items have, like, Shadow Industries or whatever?
Oh, yeah. You look at it, but the name seems to be kind of scratched out. With, like, maybe it's, like, the jungling of, like, the lockpicks or something like that kind of, like, rubbed off on where the symbol was. But now it's kind of disappeared. Been rubbed off a bit. Can't quite see what the name is.
Arden, do you know any way to get this thing to come up?
To get what?
To get the stun to stun.
Let's look. Let me make him. Let's see. What kind of things do I have on me? We'll find out a potion for this later. Let's do an Arcana check, see what I can do about it. Either that one or an investigation. Actually, no, I feel like this would be a medicine check.
Yeah.
16.
A 16. Okay. Inspecting the boomberries that you have, as well as looking at them, you see the berries themselves are brightly colored red, blue, and purple. And they're glossy, which resembles real berries. Their leaves are deep green with a waxy texture that glisten in the sunlight. And telling by the stem of them that they're connected to, you can tell that the height grows to about 3 feet tall with a bushy appearance. Um,
Oh shit.
they have different uses, surprisingly. They can be used for culinary stuff. But they do have most of their properties of, and obviously of what has happened. So they have the explosive mechanism, which is when they're fully ripe, the berries contain a pressure sensitive gas. When picked or disturbed, they explode with a soft pop, releasing a cloud of colorful spores that can temporarily stun small animals and insects. But in this case, it stunned John Steele. so that is impressive, to say the least. So with this, you can infer that with a 16 medicine check, the effects of being stunned by a boomberry last about 30 minutes. Now, if it's more, an hour or so.
I'm gonna task Tincher's floating disc right behind John and then kick him to where he lays, like, falls flat on the disc.
All right. So yeah, while this is happening, you guys are trying to figure this stuff out. William comes over and just pushes John onto a disc.
Okay, tap. Let's go.
That works.
All right. You guys continue onward. You go past the Gilded Gallows hideout, and eventually you guys get towards the end of the beach at this side of the thing. The dock has kind of disappeared. You are now going on a somewhat cliffside-ish location, and eventually you get to a part of this cove that they have mentioned multiple times that this is a cove, but this cove is surprisingly big. And it has multiple layers down to like the seafloor a little bit. And currently there is a the water is currently low tide over here. And currently you guys do not see a pathway.
Okay.
Can I turn Falco into an otter
Yeah.
and then toss him off the cliff into the water?
Okay. So you take a minute to turn him from a bird to an otter and just chunk him into the ocean. And he swims around looking back, and pretty much he pops his head out of the water and is looking at you guys and kind of looks down.
Can I look through his eyes?
Yeah, so as you then look through his eyes, you see his head move from where you guys are standing straight down, and there is an opening. So it's literally right below you.
About how far away is the opening from the surface of the water?
Well, it's low tide right now, so he's kind of pretty far into the ocean right now. So with it being low tide, it's knee high or shin height waters.
How high up are we?
About 30 feet, but there's a pathway. There's a pathway that leads down to
Is
where
there
when
like
it's
a
low
rock
tide there
or a
is
tree?
it's all rocky terrain, but there is like a small beach area, but obviously that is mostly covered during high tide, but since it's currently low tide there is a visible beach area as well as the rocky
I'm
path.
gonna
and-
look at everyone and say, last one down is a rotten egg. Run off the side of the cliff, turn around and shoot my grappling hook on one, like wrapping around one of the rocks, and then just rappel down.
Okay. Give me a acrobatics check for that.
You got it, Chief.
Anybody else?
I summon Sparkles out of its little form, and I'm like, "You ready? I haven't seen you in a little bit. You ready to jump?"
I look over. Can I join?
Why not?
I was gonna say at this point, if you bring him out of small form to big form, it is enough to fit 2 people.
All right, bet. Let's go.
Yay!
So you jump on Twilight Sparkle's big owl back and fly off and loop back around towards the entrance.
Stain.
Okay, cool. That's enough. It looks cool.
Spider-Man shit.
And yeah, so you guys enter in. It surprisingly looks like a normal cave, but there is like this weird, like it's decaying wood a little bit, mostly like soaked with water and everything like that. As you kind of venture further in, and it opens up. It's a lot wider than it should be. But then you kind of think about it of where you guys were located on the rocky pathway and imagine that there's a whole library underground, underwater, essentially, in this location. And as you guys are venturing through this place, it's a vast labyrinth structured library that, as you guys get into a further chamber, they have towering shelves of waterlogged tomes. There seems to be some chambers that look to be submerged. There's intricate mosaics depicting ancient sea gods. And as one would be, standing at a desk, from what you can see, standing at a desk, is what Zarlius would figure out is Archivist Thalassa Moonscale. And as you guys are looking at her, there is a little bit of light in here that she kind of projects to kind of, show a little homely atmosphere as one would. She is a Triton. So let me also pull up the image of her as well and show it to you guys as well. this is what she looks like.
Shelby, no ma'am. Go. Walk on.
And she is currently looking at one of these waterlogged tomes and looks up and says, "Oh, greetings, seekers of knowledge. I am Thalassa Moonscale, guardian of the drowned library here. Within these submerged walls, echoes of the ocean guard the secrets of ages past. Your journey has brought you to a place where the whispers of the sea mingle with the written word. Be aware, the tomes you seek are not mere books. They hold power and wisdom that must be approached with respect and understanding. Tell me, what knowledge do you wish to uncover? And what assurance can you offer that you are prepared to handle the weight of such secrets? In this realm of water and words, only those with a true heart and purpose may delve into the depths of what lies hidden. Are you ready to take that plunge?"
Let's dive in.
And
I
now,
was ready the day I came out of Thursday's nutsack.
okay. And with that, Zarlius, you know, obviously previously being told that this is the person who is, and also she kind of just introduced herself as well. But you know a little bit more knowledge than everybody else in the group does right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, you currently have the lead on this one.
Okay. What's the rules here? I just saw somebody get turned to stone.
Lyra, I told you about the curses and the certain things that happen in these labyrinths that I don't have control of. That is what you hear her say.
Okay, so how do we fix it?
If there is a tome still usable here, good luck trying to find it, because yes, I may own this place or run it as one would, but I don't keep track of some of the stock, especially if it's from centuries ago. So if it's here, you may be able to find it, but be wary. There are flooded parts of this library. There aren't many places that still have written words on some of the tomes. Some of this stuff is lost knowledge of ancient past, but because they're weathered, there's not much knowledge here. But if you find something, there may be a chance I might be able to help.
Okay. Okay. Do you know where she was at originally? Where she went to?
She went... I told her to avoid the forbidden sections, but then again, obviously that doesn't really matter when the place is a drowned library. But if it wasn't there, and you see her kind of try to think and try to memorize the layout of this place. This library isn't your typical type of library. It has a labyrinth-like feel to it, or what some people call on land a dungeon. It's very hard to traverse, especially because there are many traps, many hazards, many things set up from people long ago that some of it is most likely ancient magic that none of us know, or if it's even from this world. Or if it was maybe set by the gods, who knows?
We're gonna figure this out. I'm gonna try tapping into the passenger again,
Uh-huh.
but I'm gonna offer here.
Okay.
I'm gonna offer up knowledge that we find here, stuff that we can't read, to him in exchange for helping us figure this out. Or at least pointing us in the right direction.
In the right direction, okay. Okay. So, you offer up what knowledge you might find in this place.
Mm-hmm.
And as an offering to him, with knowledge of ancient past as well as cryptic tomes and puzzles. Your eyes start to glow as his magical essence or arcana kind of leaks through to see what is the right path. So far, it leads you down a long, winding path that opens up into multiple different rooms. There is one room that has a bunch of books that some of it is fallen off of the shelves, and most of them are completely damaged. Some are ripped in half. The words that are written on there are unreadable, whether that's language issues or water soaked. You have no idea. And eventually you keep going and following this like hint of magic presence. And I'll say, give me a perception check. Zarlius.
Okay. At disadvantage.
Yes.
11.
Okay, 11. So, as you guys enter into one of these rooms, as you push open the door, the water that was filled in this room come rushing out and submerges you guys in the current room that you are in water. You guys are now currently submerged.
Is the water draining?
Slowly, because you have left the doors open from where you've been leading. But this was a big rush that hits you guys immediately. So it kind of knocks you guys on your off balance a little bit. And
As I notice the doors opening and the water starting to rush, I'm gonna use the whale shield and summon a protective bubble around Nephrian name.
Okay. And then with that, you guys wait out the water a bit. You guys are all kind of dispersed from your kind of tightly knit walking pattern. You all get kind of dispersed from each other. And then eventually the water drains out of the room. And Zarlius, with your eyes still currently glowing in this purplish hue, it seems like it's the right path, but at this point the power kind of fades, and he got you pretty far into this labyrinth-like library.
Okay.
But now it's up to you guys. So,
I've got ideas.
with this, the room in front of you that was currently underwater, completely flooded, has now been drained. So, what would you guys like to do?
Before anything, I want to turn on all my senses.
Okay.
What do I see?
Let's see, what is everybody? So, let me see, what are your senses?
Blood and divine.
Yeah. Celestial, fiend, undead,
Dragons.
no.
We added the dragons at the beginning, remember?
Yeah. But I was saying the celestial, fiend, and undead stuff, no, you don't sense any of that.
Oh, for the paladin, yeah. I thought you were talking about the blood hunter stuff.
The blood hunter stuff, I don't know which part that is.
It's essentially the same thing minus celestials.
Oh, okay. Then yeah.
That's why I got confused.
Yeah, no. So yeah, no, you don't sense any celestial, fiend, or undead.
I'll try Magnolia's detect magic.
Okay. You do detect magic. And do you step into the room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You step into this room that just recently drained from being flooded. And
wire.
You sense a few, like, obviously everybody around you has magic items, so that immediately like lights up.
And the way my detect magic works with this one, if they're higher and stronger, the flower petals of like magnolia flowers are brighter, but if they're kind of dim and low magic or even older ones, it'll just faintly dim.
Yeah. Okay, so with everybody having magic items near you, if you're doing it like a, what is it called? They're like I mean, you guys probably know what I'm saying if I kind of describe it right. They're like, I think it's the needles that point for like gravity or something like that. Like the two little things, and they kind of like
Compass needle? A compass?
Not the compass, but like
dowsing rod?
I think that might be it. Yeah.
No, those don't work off gravity key.
Oh wait, no, those are directions. We're fighting for water.
Yeah, it's the I don't know. It's the one. It's the two like needles where they like point in a direction, and if you're kind of, it's not like a What am I trying to say?
Like
Not
the leaf cup, and you put a water in it, and then you put the stick, and wherever it turns is north.
kind of like that, but then also like it's not like a metal detector, but like close to that. To where if it's facing behind you, it's a bright light because everybody has magical items. But as you step into the room and travel further in, it seems to dim a lot to where
Okay.
most of it does seem like it is like the ancient magics, but like even still this room was flooded, so any semblance of words or if there's any magic left in those books doesn't seem like there is, but there is still more to this room.
Yeah, then not a whole lot, but some that are still there.
Yeah, and there is like it does seem to if you're looking in a certain direction, you'll see that it does like dim and brighten a lot, just depending on who is either standing near you or how far ahead of the group you are, just to look. And then I'll say towards the end of the back walkway between all the bookshelves, there seems to be a book in a glass case. And it does seem to have a brighter glow than all of the dimmed books from before. It's not as bright as everybody else behind you and yourself with your magic items. It's more in between.
Then go walk it that way.
So you walk that way. And eventually you reach this glass case. And there is a book that is pages open, so it's sprawled out. And do you look at it?
Yeah.
As you take a look at it and see what page is currently opened, that this book is on display, you can read at the top of the page, it says, "Symptoms of petrification."
Oh, okay. I may have found something, everyone. Does it have anything else in it besides this, or do I have to continue reading?
It does have a bit more, but again, the book is in a glass case.
Gotta take it out.
Don't touch the book with your hands. Put some
No.
butter or something.
Let's see. Taking out the glass, or no, removing the glass case. How heavy is this book? Please tell me I can mage hand this.
Give it a try. Give me a. I mean, yeah, it would be a strength check with the mage hand, so it would just be your normal strength check with disadvantage because you're exhausted.
Can I help him with my unseen servant?
Yeah. Okay. So just a straight roll.
Got you. You said straight roll?
Yeah.
Disadvantage, but how lower can you go than with a 3? Well, no. You said that he was helping me.
Yeah, he was helping you, so it was just a straight roll. So
Okay.
So yeah, you try to lift this book with your mage hand, and it seems pretty heavy.
We can wrap it in my bedroll.
You could.
I'm gonna try that.
Give me a sleight of hand to see if you can do it without touching it.
Okay.
Ooh, can I cast Shield's Prison on it and make it like sit in a small little like circle of steel?
I guess.
Okay.
What's my roll again?
Sleight of hand.
Okay.
That should make it safer.
Well, we're seeing. Hold on.
Disadvantage, right, or straight roll?
Yeah, it would be disadvantage. Yeah. 8. Okay.
8.
Yeah. So you go to wrap it in your bedroll, and William, give me the go to cast the spell or whatever it is that you're doing.
Okay. I just summon a small sphere of steel that surrounds the book.
Okay, so what happens is, Zarlius, you go to wrap the book in your bedroll, and at first it seems you got it, but then it slips out of your hands, and then William catches it in a steel ball. So you didn't touch it, but you almost did.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna pick up the steel ball. Something happens, it'll be alright.
Alright.
Does something happen?
No, because it's in a steel ball.
Sweet. Fuck yeah, plan work, guys.
Let's go.
Alright. This kind of seems like the problem book. Maybe we should take this back to what's her face.
All right, you guys return back through the labyrinth library and eventually return to where Thalassa Moonscale is still at the main desk. And she sees you guys return and is like, huh, that didn't take long at all.
We're kind of gifted, I guess.
Practices.
I have a book in this ball here. I'm not gonna touch it because they're not gonna touch it. So you should definitely touch it. And I'll put the ball down on the table.
Mm-hmm. Do you roll it to her?
Yeah.
Okay. You set the ball on the table and roll it to her, and then you deactivate it so the book lands right in front of her. And with this, the book has then been shut because of the attempt to roll it up in the bedroll, as well as it being shot into a ball. And she looks at the front cover of it and says, "Huh, you found it. The Tome of Depetrification."
Yes.
So if this is the one that unturns people into stone, which fucking one turns people into stone?
Well, aren't you glad you didn't find it? And she
Well,
goes.
yeah, that doesn't really solve the problem, now does it?
As long as we have the Tome of Depetrification, I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
I suppose so.
So
That means you
then,
should have kept this book the whole time.
she starts flipping through the table of contents, looking
God
at
damn it.
it.
We could have picked up the book.
And then she gets to the same page that Arden read. Symptoms of petrification. Identifying petrified individuals, effects on the body and mind are two key points of this chapter. So, she scrolls through it, skims through it, looks through it, and then she looks at you guys and says, "How did Lyra's petrification start?"
Well, it started at their feet and then went
Okay.
up something. Or she didn't listen to something you said.
Yeah. I mean, she is a weird explorer, not really adventurer. She's more of not really like those archaeologists, but something else. And she goes, "Okay, effects on the body and mind. Well, if it started at her feet, that means that her mind should still be intact and she should still have time before she's completely petrified." So then she goes to the next page. Rituals of restoration. And then there's basic rituals. There's also advanced techniques, but then she looks at you guys and is like, "You could possibly do it, but I don't know." And then she's just looking at it. She goes, "You know what? Let me go do this." And then she shuts the book and walks around the counter and starts walking out of the library.
Hey, hold on. Payment? What the fuck?
Like, we didn't
Hey.
do this for free.
Payment.
You thought we were doing that for free?
We have to ask for payment from the girl who's petrified.
Well, she said everything's all good if she got the book. She got the book.
That means I can free her, yes. But payment, where is payment in this drowned library you speak of?
You'll think of something.
Most of the knowledge is gone. There is nothing I can repay you with.
Knowledge in the books, but not knowledge in your head. Knowledge in your head is still there, I'm sure, right?
I mean, I've lived for a while, so that depends.
We can figure something out. Go save your little friend.
And then, are you guys following out or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. So, you regroup back on the beach and you bring her to where you have moved Lyra off to the side. She goes through and looks at the book once again, going to the page, looking at the rituals, looking at some ingredients for some of the things, looks at it, and goes, "Well, let me try this first and see what happens." Um, she is going to. Mm. She is going to cast Greater Restoration on her.
I will cast Regenerate to help.
And so what happens is she casts a 5th level Greater Restoration, which that does fully depetrify her, but she does have some injuries on her. So with you doing Regenerate, she then starts to heal parts of those injuries. And when she breaks out of this petrified state, she goes, and just looking at all of you guys. Sees Zarlius, seeing that he was the last person she talked to, and then also seeing the last one nearby. She goes, oh. Thank God. What happened? What?
You froze?
Froze. I touched that damn book. And she goes, I'm sorry. You told me not to, but I ventured too far, and this happened. And she looks towards Zarlius and says, thank you.
You should thank all of them. They also have helped.
And she goes, oh yeah, sorry. Thank you guys. Well, let's see. I don't have much, but
No, it's fine. Me and your master already worked something out.
Master.
Librarian, whatever the fuck she is.
Yeah, I'm an explorer. She's just the librarian that works there. I met her on my way in. She's nice, but I don't know her all too well. But again, thank you for depetrifying me, because that's a bad way to go, and I don't wish that upon anybody. Because you're still aware. It was crazy.
Yeah. We got another job to do, guys. Think we should probably start getting ready by taking a fucking nap. I'm kind of tired.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Y'all have a good day. Coming back by the library next low tide. You best fucking believe it. Hasta la pasta. Come on, kids. We're going back to the cart.
All right.
Nap time.
So the group travels back to the cart, everybody in tow, except for Hellrend, because he's currently sleeping outside in the forest. And with that, you guys are set to return to the cart that is located outside the Crow's Perch. And you guys get there. And with that, you guys open up the cart. Arden, would you like to describe what you bought and filled the cart with?
Decoration.
I found a lovely spin table. New chairs. And also saw some really nice lily wall ornaments that I thought could just really help brighten up the place a little. What else? Are we talking just that center room, or were we talking a bedroom as well?
You have the living room area, and I guess kind of like the hallway-ish area as well. And also, if you wanted to put anything, you have the war room that is adjacent to the living room area. If there's any other decorations, because currently there's just a table, chairs, and one singular map hanging on the wall. But there are places for you could put other decorations or decorations on the table or whatnot.
Oh, Arden, let me see some of those berries real quick.
Oh yeah,
I will.
hand them a couple.
I was gonna say, yeah. With this, you are not subtle at putting them in your backpack.
No. Okay, here you go.
Did
Oh,
you
good,
give me a
8.
handful or enough for like a small pouch?
I gave you enough for a small pouch. You can be trusted.
I'm gonna go throw all of them into the distillery.
Oh no.
Okay.
Never mind.
Never mind. You can't be trusted.
I'm throwing all of them into the distillery, setting up the distillery to start brewing, and then I'm going to bed.
Okay.
As I close my door, you'll all hear, "It looks good, Arden."
Thank you. I tried.
Am I finally awake? Because they left me at the top of the hill.
No, you have been with them the entire time. You've been.
No, because I listened that whole time. And they said, "Oh, it race you to the bottom," and not a single person grabbed me.
You're on a floating disc that follows William.
The disc follows me, bro. You good. Don't worry.
I know the spell. That's why I didn't say anything.
Yeah, you good, bro. I got you. I told you. Trust me.
Well, so how long would it have been into that when I waking up? Because it said 30 minutes to an hour.
So, with that, it would have been towards the end of them depetrifying the person, the explorer.
Okay.
Because they actually traveled pretty fast through the labyrinth, so...
Oh yeah, good job, Zarlius. Don't think I didn't see your eyes glow.
What are you talking about? You're crazy.
We'll have a talk about it eventually. I don't think I'm ready for it, though.
So, yeah, with that, everybody's pretty much back at the cart, and you would be awake, but you're still currently on the disc. So if you jump off or do whatever, it's up to you. But you would be at the cart with them.
Yeah, I'm getting off the disc.
Okay. So are you at the cart with them, or?
I guess I don't know when I awakened up.
You
said after the petrified.
I'll say yeah. You're a little groggy, so you kind of ride the disc all the way to the cart, and you jump off after that. So you're at the cart now with everybody else.
I'll explain before I go to bed. John, you have a room. It's right next to mine. There's nothing in it. If you don't want it, it's going to the kid.
You hear Never go like, "I'm already in my room."
Never mind. She's sharing a room with Nang.
No, it's at the end of the hallway. I
forgot how many doors there are.
So the layout. Here's the layout again. The layout.
I'm tired. Leave me alone.
The layout is Fuller, John, empty room, Nevry on one side. Then it's William, name, Zarlius, Arden.
Okay. Wait.
So there is an empty room in between Nevry and John, which currently is used for storage if there is any extra, but currently there's nothing in that room. So, but with that, everybody separates and goes to their rooms. I'm gonna say before we do anything else, Does anybody like to do anything or say anything or anything that they want to do? Because y'all have a big
tomorrow.
task. Y'all have a big task tomorrow. So
I guess.
I have something I want to do. What time is it?
Bedtime.
Like 5
AM or PM?
p.m.
Oh, so it's still kind of early. Okay, so before we go to bed, I'm gonna go into my room for an hour, wait till everybody goes to bed. So it'd be 6:30.
Yeah,
And then I'm gonna go find, what was his name? Smelly?
Sniffy.
Sniffy.
Sniffy,
I'm gonna go
because he
back
got a
to-
big
I'm gonna go back
nose.
to Sniffies. I'm gonna go back to Sniffies.
Okay.
All right.
I
Alright.
have to mention, hearing you say you're going to go back to Sniffy
Oh,
is funny to me. People get it.
I'm gonna take a little piece of paper before I go,
Uh-huh.
write it on my desk in my room, and then I'm just gonna slide it under Arden's door.
Okay.
Whether they're awake or not, we'll figure it out. But do that, and then just immediately walk out the door. I'm not waiting for anything.
Okay. Arden, what do you do before going to bed?
Again, this is an hour after.
Yeah. Well, okay, then yeah, you're probably asleep then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is an hour after, so and the rare chance that Arden's awake.
Yeah. Okay. So then yeah, you leave and you go back into town.
Yeah, going to
Going to
the
Sniffy's tent.
boys' house. Going to the boys' house. Yeah.
Going to Sniffy's tent. Okay. You enter. This time the lantern is already still lit. And because it is getting closer to nighttime, it is actually shining, and there's not much visible smoke.
Darking. Oh, okay.
It's kind of
just go in. Is he sitting at his little
his
chair
his
thingy?
hand chair now. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. You see his legs swinging because he's a little gnome.
I go, hey, I don't know if you remember me from earlier, but I had a couple questions.
What's up?
Is this a good place to talk in somewhat private?
I mean, yeah, there's barely anybody comes here.
Is there anybody in here now? I'm gonna look around, obviously.
Give me a perception check. Yeah.
This isn't a question to him. 19.
19. There's like one, maybe two people, but like they're almost done, like perusing or whatever.
Okay. I'm just gonna go. Hey, do you mind if I wait till after they leave? Do you care if I smoke my pipe in here?
Nah, by all means, go for it.
So I'll just go plop on the floor, kind of next to his desk, and then start chipping the crud out of my pipe again, doing a little scraping, and then repackaging it, and then lighting it, and then waiting basically for them to leave.
Okay. Be like 10 minutes go by, and then they cash out and leave. And then he hops down from the chair and walks over to the door and or the flaps and shuts them and turns around and is like, so, what do you want to talk about?
Well, first, do you want some? I'll kind of hold out my pipe.
Do you know where you're at?
Me?
I'm on this stuff 24/7.
That's why I was offering it.
There's more
Listen, I'm just
fumes in
being
here
generous.
than you can imagine.
I'm just being generous. I'm looking to acquire some maybe not so on the market stuff. Come here.
Such as he like waddles to you.
Well, whether you have it or not, or if I need to go to somebody else, I mean, I'll give you some money for the information regardless. I need some stuff to either get me either really high or a kind of in a happy state, or some kind of good hallucination, but stuff that isn't gonna like freak me out, right? Like, you don't want that crap. That I'm just gonna name a name that I've had before because I've definitely tried some that just kind of made me like it was nightmare bad.
Mm-hmm.
Not insert name here. That stuff. I'm kind of looking on the more reliving past memories, the good ones.
Will pops his head in the tent. We grow weed, motherfucker. Pops out. I'm playing.
Okay. Well.
Oh, he's looking for prophetic dreams type of situation.
I'm looking for about a plethora of different stuff.
A plethora.
Choose
Yeah, that.
mugwort, lavender, and salt.
Right.
Hold on.
Proficient stoners, eh?
Hey,
No, just yeah, real life witchery.
Hey, that's what you need to get everybody to talk. Is just start talking about weed, and every single person just about started talking.
Real life witchery, dog. Real life witchery.
Stoners.
Well,
that's it.
I've heard of a certain recipe for a certain brew, some kind of like elixir of prophet visions.
Okay, seeming intrigued.
Heard that the Serpent's Coil has the recipe. But from what I've heard is that the ingredients that you need to find are very, very intricate. Some quite rare as well.
Okay, do you know the ingredients or no?
I do not. I have heard that the Serpent's Coil has the recipe.
All right. I'm gonna pass him 5 gold just for that. So just take out 5 coins and give a little toss.
Mm-hmm.
Now on the inclination of just getting high, what do you got in that department?
Oh boy, I'm gonna like you too.
Well, I'm more the mellow type, but either stuff to put in my pipe or just stuff to ingest. I'm here for all.
Well, I got this, and that. as he points to just random things in the shop.
Probably about half the things in the shop.
Yeah, some of the stuff that Arden has already taken.
What's your most potent?
Potent?
Yeah, stuff that's for the heavy hitters, or like people like yourself who are, let's just say, naturally proficient in. To a man of such caliber. Or sorry, not man, not man. Like, sorry, gnome of such caliber. Sorry.
If it's a spark of something, then maybe some more of that ember stock might help.
Ember stock, what's that? Do I know what that is or no?
It's one of the things that Arden bought earlier.
I know what that is. I mean, here, let me do a history check just to see, just in case.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that's a 4.
Yeah, no.
Good. But
It is.
Or actually, would it be a nature check or a history check? I guess those are really nature and not history.
Well, technically it'd be both, but yes. Yes.
Because the
Okay,
nature
roll
check,
nature.
you would know the item, but with the
Oh,
history check,
nat
not know what it's
20? Nat 20 on the nature check, whether that helps you.
Okay. Well,
Who doesn't love a nat 20?
Let's see. He walks over to the barrel that has the ember stock, or like the planter that has the ember stock there. He goes, "Well, if you've seen a leek before, it's the same kind of plant, except it's more fiery in nature, in terms of color as well as spice."
All right. What does that kind of effect give you?
Not too bad of a hallucination. Not really. It's mostly just a fun little haze that goes over.
All right. I enjoy that. Anything else you got?
Not
Anything like a mellow high for my pipe that I can use? So something instead of the hash that I have in it right now, I can just change it out and use that instead. Because you get the high from the regular hash because that's just smoking, but the different kind of, what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Would a lucid drop help you?
Depends on what it does. Nature or history check.
Please.
Nature or history check.
It's a nature check.
Nature check, got it. All right, that's 18.
18. Okay. A little more of a hallucination state, but it's not as potent as most seem or deem it to be.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take some of the. I already forgot the plant's name. The plant before this one, the
Ember
leek
stock.
looking.
Yeah.
Ember stock. What's your personal favorite?
Honestly, the whole lot combined.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Can't you smell it in the air? It's everywhere.
I know you're a person of collection by nature. I feel like gold is just gold to you. Would you prefer one of these? And I'm going to take out one of the Lumi crystals and offer it to him.
He looks at it, and because the room it's still lit by a lantern, but it's still
soft glow,
kind of dim. Yeah, the Lumi crystal does give off a slight glow to it. He goes, He's inspecting it and looking at it.
Would this cover the track of what I want to get, and then just more of a gratitude toward you? I heard they're pretty rare and expensive.
They are indeed. With this, yeah, I'll take it as payment.
All right. Just get me a couple of your. I say a couple. Decent amount of your. I already forgot the leek's name. And then a little bit of the other one. So basically the two you gave me names for. More of the leek one than the other one. So like a 20-80.
Okay.
If you wanted a percentage.
Yeah. All right.
And then...
Come on, Brews. Let's go.
Okay. Is that it for you?
I just got to go to the Coil now to see about that recipe.
Okay.
I go, thank you. You might be hearing from me in a minute. And I'm going to the Serpent's Coil. I love how I remember the bar's name, but not the plant's name. You got my priorities in check.
Yep. So, funny enough, you walk a little ways down the way and across the street, and there's a serpent's coil.
Ah, crazy. Who'd have thought? Pretty busy right now, or kind of chill? Because I know it gets busy towards like 8 or 9.
It's not quite there yet, but it's getting there.
Was this the one that me and Arden started in, or the
Yep.
one we went to after?
That is the one you didn't go to the other one. You went to this one first.
Okay.
Or this is the only one you've been to.
So he knows me since I bought a round for everybody, and then gave him a pretty hefty. Here, fuck it.
She does, yes. The bartender, yes.
Oh, sorry.
Verosa.
Go up. I'm gonna go. Hey, Verosa, do you remember me?
Of course I do. You're the ones who made an entrance, or glamified myself when I was introducing myself.
Well, yeah. You know, it helps to be dramatic sometimes.
Also, here, let me pull up the image of her too. So
Yay, pictures! You didn't even post it, but smash.
Yeah, it's streaming. Okay.
I know, I was just pre-smashing before.
And okay, continue.
Oh, are you showing it?
Yeah, I'm streaming it on Discord.
It's showing just Discord.
Bruh, I clicked the thing. What the hell? There we go.
Smash. All right. So I go, how many people are like in very close proximity to us? Like in earshot of Whisper.
In earshot of Whisper?
Yeah.
2 to 3.
Okay. I go, do you mind if I talk in a somewhat private area with you?
Sure, why not? And she
After you.
takes you off to one of the, not really one of the sides, because there's more of just patrons and people sitting around. So
right.
She kind of takes you down to one of the hallway, like in the hallway a little bit, and there's nobody there currently. So goes, what?
I want to go first. You are looking very good today for a charisma check.
Okay.
I don't know a charisma check to do. Persuasion? Performance?
Persuasion.
I don't know what to do. Okay, not terrible.
Yeah.
13.
Okay.
Trying to raise her up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And just go, I heard... No, never mind. Other than that, I was hoping if you could maybe help me with a little bit of some information.
That depends on the information. And what do you have in return?
Well, I have a couple of things, but it's most less on what you're asking for in return. But nonetheless, I am going to go Whisper, looking for Whisper, whatever that potion was called, or the recipe.
The Elixir of Prophet Visions.
That. Heard that you might know the recipe for the Elixir of Prophet Visions. And then, basically went up to her ear, said that, and then, kind of pulled back, and are just, staring into her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Not, full blown, my eyes are open, but just kind of, it backed off and then chill, kind of look back.
You see her kind of, the kind of like turn your head kind of shock, like pretty much what dogs do all the time.
Right.
And she does that in response. It's like, recipe? I don't have a recipe. I've never seen a recipe.
Do you know who might?
Nope. Do you want to do an insight check on her?
I guess I will with a deception of 15. Let's see if I can beat it. Oh, I can with a 17.
Yeah. Okay. So, she knows about it. You can definitely tell that.
She's not telling the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll ask the question I did. Do you know who might?
I'm the only barkeep here, so no.
Question for a DM. This is just more or less for like you. If I activate my like magic area, would that block out people like listening to us because they wouldn't be able to get through the barrier?
Yeah. Essentially, yes.
So basically making unless somebody's next to us being able to hear it. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Basically, so I'm going to grab the hilt of my sword on in its hilt or sheath, and then activate my the anti-magic barrier, which is 15 feet. And then go listen. If anybody's trying to listen to you, they will not hear. I promise. I'm sure it gives off some sort of like they can see it. I'm sure. But I would just really like this to be able to see my daughter again.
She goes, well, it says it's prophet visions. It doesn't really say that it's dealing with the past. It more deals with visions of potential futures.
Well, those could help too, because I might be able to see her again.
If that's what leads you to madness or even death, then it might.
And I would most gladly give my life for her to live again. I don't want to be rude, but I can tell you are lying. Do you know the recipe? This is soft. This isn't trying to intimidate or...
Yeah. Yes, I know where it is. And she just turns around and walks off from you.
1, 2, 3.
And are you going to follow her or let her go?
I'll follow. Letting really go of my barrier.
Okay. You follow her to one of the back areas. Not necessarily towards like the kitchen area, but there is like another room off to the side. It's kind of like an office room.
Yeah.
And she goes in and goes to the desk that's there. There's a bunch of papers sprawled out everywhere.
Right.
I'll just say with your passive perception, you see just a bunch of like logs of inventory and purchases and notices and all these other things.
Manager paper.
Yeah.
I go, before you do anything, would you like me to activate my field again?
It's just a piece of paper.
All right.
She goes and looks through the desk again and opens up a secret compartment. You can't really see from where you are standing on the other side of the desk.
Right, but you hear the little clicking.
Yeah,
that-
you hear the click and the pop out. And she pulls out pretty much like an envelope kind of thing. And hands it to you.
Okay. Take it. I'll put it in my thing and do my best not to mention it out loud. And basically just go. Is she sitting in the chair or like kind of like on her knees,
She's
kind of looking?
standing, yeah. She stood back up. So she's standing on the other side of the desk.
Just gotta activate my barrier just in case. And go. The help you have given will by my life not be forgotten. I may be just a random traveler, but know that no matter what, if you need me, I will be there.
You seem to have a good heart. So, that is one reason why I'm giving you this. But, just know, the ingredients are far and few between. Some are very hard to collect, which is also why I was trying to keep it secret, because it's very hard to collect one ingredient for sure. But
well, no matter how hard, I hope this will be a somewhat of a gift and or just showing my appreciation, and take out another Lumi crystal and hand it to her.
Okay.
Customize, I have 10 left.
And she goes, and looks at it. And then puts it onto her belt. So it hangs off her belt.
And I go, may this either provide fortune or guide you in the light of darkness. Now, in all this, hate to ask, but can you pour me a drink?
Slight chuckle. Why not?
And then, oh, sorry, I should have said that before. I was gonna get rid of my anti-field before I said that. Basically, to be like field and be like, with this, may it blah blah blah, and can you pour me a drink?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to say that.
All right.
Pour me a drink, and then it'll be like, hey, how many bottles of whiskey you got? Like on shelf and in reserve.
On shelf, maybe 4. In reserve, it's hard to say. We got a lot of people to serve. And then,
Do you got about roughly like 10 in total? Or like not in total, but enough for 10?
I could do maybe 6.
6 is fine. 10 was what I wanted, but 6 will do just fine. How much would that be? And then before she even says a number, I'm going to give 300 gold.
Okay.
Oh, I'm just going to have it in my hand. So I'm going to wait for the number.
Mm-hmm.
But, so insert number. And then I'm going to put 300 on the table and go, all right, this should be enough.
And she looks at you and looks at it and is like, well, for what I gave you, sure. That should suffice. And takes it.
So take the 6, put it in my bag, and be like, take the drink that I had, and go, be seeing you again. And then walk out and head back to, or walk out, kind of walk around the alley, open the letter, and read what the ingredients are. And if, I know you may not have the ingredients,
No, I
but if
do.
you do, okay. Reading them over, you can read them out loud if you want. If not, I was going to be like, if any of them are from the... I keep thinking Smileys. Smelly. No, that's not it. Sniffy. Sniffy?
Yes.
Okay, Sniffy. I'm going to go if I've ever heard him say or seen in Sniffy if any of these are in there. The Sniffy's tent shop thing.
Okay. No.
No? Fair enough. Can you read the ingredients for me or send them to me?
I did.
If you don't have to read them out loud. All right, W. It's not a mystery brew. Oh, it definitely says the name right there.
No, it is a mystery brew.
For my title, it said mystery brew, but
Well, yeah, it's because it is.
fair enough. I feel like we've seen number 4 before, but
Yes. That was not the one that was mentioned as the hardest one to get.
well, yeah, but I thought we saw it in the forest. Am I wrong?
Yeah, Arden should have some.
Okay, cool. That's basically where I am. All right, cool.
Okay.
So outside the bar in an alley, reading the ingredients in the most private as I can, like putting my hands
Yeah.
over it, kind of.
Yeah.
Going all right, heading back to the cart and taking my nappy poo. More than a nappy poo, it's like a 4 nappy poos.
Okay, so you return back to the cart. William, what are you doing?
Sucking dick. Sorry.
Legend lure for what?
Mateus.
Okay, give me, or what is the spell? Hold on. Spells, 5th level.
I'm
10
clarifying
minutes.
this. This would have been after I woke up.
Okay.
I think it's a charisma, is what it says. Let me look at it real quick.
Well, no, its casting time is 10 minutes. The range is for yourself. It's instantaneous.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
And then obviously it has ingredients worth of gold, so you have the gold, so you can spend the gold for that. So okay. So from what you know and what you can figure out with legend lore on the name of Mateus, you get that he is the son of Tiamat, which has been mentioned multiple times. You get that he is also a very prominent figure in whatever war, commotion, upheaval, chaos that is happening in this world. He is a pivotal role in it. He obviously is in lead with Eliak. And other than that, I mean, you get like pretty much the whole, like, I guess, family tree of like Tiamat and Mateus, and if there's any other siblings or whatever. Eventually you get down to Sparkrender, which you guys killed, so it's, yeah. And that is pretty much what you get. With that. Also, he has mostly like dragon scale armor, pretty much.
Okay.
And yeah, so with that, you have woken up. Would you say you woke up first before everybody else?
Probably. I would have
Probably.
only slept the 4 hours that I needed.
Okay. So you are the first to awake. There are many things to happen and plan for the next adventure. You've been tasked with dealing with the High Priest Malakar at the Ebon Chapel. You have also helped with depetrifying an explorer from the Drowned Library. And with that, everybody else should be waking up very soon to start the day. But with that, that is where we will end, and we will catch up next time with us seeing what's going on at the chapel for the next day. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. I know that there is a bunch of things that I was trying to introduce and also try to split enough with the party because of how split up they were, but also try to bring them together at certain times. But hopefully I did a good enough job with that. But hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode, and we'll see you guys next time. The dimly lit Ebon Chapel, adorned with dark tapestries and flickering candles casting long shadows. High Priest Malakar stands before a gathering of his devoted staff and followers, their faces a mixture of reverence and anticipation. Malakar the Shroudbringer, his voice low and commanding. Brothers and sisters, we stand on the precipice of a momentous night. Tomorrow we shall invoke the shadows of Iberos, our god of darkness, to deepen our bond with the unseen realms. Are we prepared for the ritual of the veil? Acolyte Saren, who's nervously adjusting her dark robes. High Priest, the sacred herbs and offerings are gathered, but what if the shadows do not respond? What if Iberos turns away from us? Raising a hand to calm her, Malakar says, Fear not, Saren. Iberos thrives on the faith we offer. What we seek is not his attention, but his embrace. The shadows are merely a reflection of our own hearts. Will you not trust in your devotion? Stepping forward, his voice steady, Follower Thorn. The whispers in the dark have guided me. I have felt the presence of Iberos in my dreams, urging us to act. Our faith will strengthen the veil. This, I believe. Nodding thoughtfully, Malakar says, Yes, Thorn. The shadows speak to those who listen. We must be united in our purpose. The power of the ritual lies in our collective will. Each chant, each offering, weaves a tapestry of darkness that Iberos will recognize. Acolyte Lysander says with a hint of excitement, What of the blood moon, High Priest? It draws near, and its light will amplify our ritual. Shall we prepare the altar with the sigils of the ancients? Smiling slightly, Malakar says, Precisely, Lysander. The blood moon is a potent symbol, a harbinger of transformation. We shall inscribe the sigils of the ancients upon the altar, invoking their strength. Each mark will bind our intentions to the shadows. Gaining confidence, Acolyte Saren. And what of the chant? The one that calls upon the shroud. Will we perform it as the moon rises? With confidence, Malakar says, "Yes, the chant of the shroud shall echo through the chapel at the height of the lunar ascendance. We will summon the shadows to envelop us, to grant us their wisdom and power. Remember, it is not the words alone, but the intent behind them that holds true strength." Gripping his amulet, Sir Eldrin says, "I will be ready." High Priest, the shadows have always been my allies. I feel the energy building, and I will not falter. Raising his arms, filled with authority, Malakar says, "Then let us prepare. My faithful, as the sun sets and the moon rises, we will stand together, shrouded in darkness, united in purpose. Tomorrow night, we shall become the vessels of Iberos's will." All in unison, voices resonating throughout the Ebon Chapel. For Iberos! For the shadows! Lowering his arms, voice starting to soften, Malakar says, "Rest now, my friends. Strength is found in the quiet before the storm. Tomorrow we shall walk into the heart of darkness together."